Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another week of Pro Wrestling Tonight right here on IndieQuebec.com. It's the Prez back once again with my co-host, Magnificent Drey Breeze. How you doing, Drey?
Doing good, man. Doing good.
Yeah, it's been a crazy week in wrestling once again.
So much.
Yeah, so let's get right into it. Let's get right into Dynamite. Dynamite started with a CM Punk promo. And I think that was a good way to start the show after epic match he had with MJF, you know?
It was a perfect way to start off a show. Like I said, always start off with a promo or some type of vignette or something like that, a resume of what went on last week. That's how you go into a show. And of course, CM Punk once again, right off the bat, on point with his promos, man. What a promo god.
No, for sure. This was another great promo by CM Punk. So he's just laying down the law, and we're gonna see a dog collar match. I love dog collar matches.
Super Me too. And they don't do enough of them. Like it was kind of like put away for so long in the wrestling business. This is all stuff that was really popular back in the Memphis wrestling days, back around the Texas promotions, like really rough matches like you guys got to see last week.
Texas death match too, exactly.
And now the dog collar match, which I think is cool because AEW is bringing back a lot of stipulations. Old school stipulations, just going to show you that you don't need a damn scaffolding match for it to be hardcore and violent. You know what I mean?
Or you don't need to have like a spelling bee. Why not go to the old school instead of like
exactly a scooter race?
There you go. Exactly.
What the fuck? Yeah, man. It was good. On point. Great match stipulation. MJF came out, didn't say one word.
Yeah.
Just made faces. And the picture by Punk, that was amazing. The picture, they actually had the picture of him and it was a kid with CM Punk and CM Punk saying it was just another Friday, just another Sunday or whatnot. That was fucking, on point, man. That was good.
Oh yeah, their feud is it's really good. I mean, so far it's got to be like the best feud in wrestling, like in recent time that I can think of,
Yeah. Definitely on top there. Yeah.
And we haven't seen the end. So we are going to see them wrestle at the pay-per-view. I wouldn't even be surprised if that would be the main event. I would like to see it be the main event.
It doesn't, exactly. It can be the main event without it being about a belt. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's not about a belt, but it's the match
personal issue
wants to see. Exactly. When it's the match that everybody wants to see, that's the main event.
Exactly.
And then point final. Belt or no belt, so.
I agree. So get our first match. Danielson, the American Dragon, taking on Lee Moriarty, who, you know what? I was really impressed with Moriarty here. I guess Danielson could probably wrestle a great match against like my TV set right here. But like,
he is.
But Moriarty was pretty good in this one though.
He made, I mean, Moriarty, I never liked him. Like,
me neither, I'll say.
I can't say dislike the guy because he's just like a filler for the show for so long. That's how I saw him. You know what I mean? He would come out, he'd have a good match on Dark, then he'd come out on the main show and he'd get his ass handed to him, but everything from his coming out to the ring with his song, which I think I've never seen him come out to this song. Has this always been his song?
I think they've
repackaged him, haven't they?
Yeah.
Because he was in that Cody Nightmare family, in the Nightmare family, wasn't he? And then it was just vocal.
I think he was affiliated with them, and now we don't know what's happening. What's happening with the Nightmare family now?
They don't exist no more, man. Like that's it. That's all. They don't exist. Like holy fuck.
What's gonna happen with Big Shotty? What is his name?
Which guy?
He was tag team with Brock Anderson. What's his name?
I don't even know what his name is. I just recognize Brock Anderson
though, but
what are they gonna do with Arn Anderson now? Like, does this mean Arn Anderson's leaving too? Like, I always found that quite awkward. And the fact that Tully and Arn Anderson are in the same damn federation
And they're not
and
together.
like,
It's like,
and they're not together is kind of weird because they never ever had a disagreement. You know what I'm
what if
saying?
they bring
Ever.
Flair and then like it's the reunion of the old Four Horsemen, but they're just like old guys who like cause
Who
trouble
manage young
backstage.
guys, you know? That would be a good concept. And Charlotte Flair, like, I don't know how long she's going to be in WWE. Like, every week it seems like they pulled a match recently or they changed something that she did in a match or something.
Well,
Like,
Ronda, I think who's Ronda gonna fight? Like, I think she said she was gonna fight
she's supposed to
Becky,
fight Flair.
but she's actually gonna fight Flair, right?
Okay, yeah, I
I
think that's
think.
what they're doing. But I think she's done with that company. I mean,
Oh
her
yeah, it's just
husband's
a matter of
there.
time. She's gonna
It's
want
just
to
a
be with
matter.
her new husband.
Yeah. So I think it's just I would see this as an opportunity to bring in Charlotte, to bring in Tessa. Like, I think
Oh
she's
God,
been
she's got to
like,
be somewhere.
yeah, I think like I don't like what she did. Like, God knows I'm an Impact fan. What she did to that title is disrespectful, to hold it hostage like that,
Yeah.
like to do what she did. But at the end of the day, she's one of the greatest female performers
Oh
that
yeah,
we
in
have
the
right now.
ring, she's
You
she's got to
know,
be booked somewhere. Like
yeah. And to
she was
put her,
awesome in Impact.
like, if you were to put her with Flair and Brock Anderson and have them like the new Four Horsemen, but be
Yeah,
it like a mix, mix horsemen, the new generation, which
I
would
like that
be
idea.
that
And
would
no
be a
one would
fucking
see
stick.
that coming, I don't think either. If it and
No,
like it, they could set up the pieces without it being too obvious.
exactly. I think that's what needs to get done with that. But back to Lee Moriarty looking
Yeah,
fucking amazing. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Holy man, did this kid go? Like, I don't know if it's because he was working with Bryan Danielson and Bryan Danielson gave him tips before the match, like when they were going over what they were going to do, how they were going to do it or whatnot, or what, I don't know. But man, he looked like $1,000,000 in there standing
oh
up to
yeah.
the
He
fuck.
was able to. He was in the chain wrestling with Danielson and some
Eh,
really. He was able to take those stiff shots. It was a very well. I find Daniel Bryan. He's wrestling very similar to when he was heel in Ring of Honor before coming to WWE right now.
Yeah. Yo, he is wrestling as he was when, like, Moxley said it too. At one point, he was considered the best wrestler in
In
the
the
world
world.
that wasn't in
Legit.
WWE. Legitly, the best wrestler in the world was him at one point. Was it 2008, 5, or something like that? Like, he was on
Oh
top.
yeah.
He was up there, and like, man,
I
does
mean,
he look,
anyone who was watching Ring of Honor at the time,
knows what he's capable
oh
of.
yeah. That's it. Yeah,
So
he's
strong
he's
style.
he
Very
was
strong style. Very, very strong style. I found that this match was very Japanese. It was
agreed.
what you get when you watch a match in Japan. Hard hitting, a lot of submission, not that many aerial moves, except for dives right into the damn cages and barricades and stuff. But a lot of submission, a lot of pain, a lot of hitting, a lot of strikes. Wow, it was a good match from A to Z, man. And
Yeah.
Danielson, of course, man. Wow.
Danielson picks up the win, of course, but yeah, Moriarty looked amazing in this match.
Yeah. I mean, I can't even count the number of holy shits and this is amazing and fight forever or whatever the fuck they were chanting like nonstop. And this was like the first legit match of the night. You know what I mean? And people were going bananas. So
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and last week too, they had a good opening segment like that too. So yeah,
yeah,
they're picking that up for sure. So afterwards, we get a Moxley Danielson promo. So Moxley basically says like, we're not like blood unless like I've spilt your blood, basically.
yeah.
So he really wants to fight Danielson. And then they were talking, as you said, which was I really like that, like when they were talking about like how they had wrestled on the Indies like years before.
Keeping it relevant to real life. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying? Like, yes, I've fought this guy a bunch of times, and I thought it was really good for Moxley as a legit wrestler and as his character to have his character actually say, I've never beat him.
Yeah.
Like actually take account that every time he's faced him, no matter what company it's been in, I've never been able to beat him. And I thought that was pretty good. I was like, that's good that he's actually like saying,
Yeah.
I can't beat this guy. Like maybe this is the shot. I need to beat him. You know what I mean? But like, he also made it look like that he wants to join him though. At the same
Yeah,
time,
he's not like against the idea necessarily.
I think they might fight.
And then
And after, oh yeah, I think that's what's gonna happen. I think Moxley's gonna go heel because I think
it just came to me. It just came to me. Lee Moriarty has been with Evan Bourne. Remember, Evan Bourne accompanied him just out to the ring. Like,
yeah, Matt Sydal. Yeah, he's been with the Sydal brothers. Yeah,
whatever
that's it.
He's been doing, he's got to like get away from the Sydals. I don't like this.
Oh, for real.
I'm not a fan of them.
Matt Sydal has so much attitude for somebody who's so like he's been given. Okay, like when I say given, the man has worked hard. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not taking away. I'm talking as per like in the companies, he's been given shots. Impact signed him. They tried to push him. They let him be his third eye character, and it just didn't pick up. Like at the end of the day, you can be a good technical wrestler and everything, but if you don't book, like if you don't sell seats, you don't
he
sell
doesn't
seats.
Connect with the crowd at the end of the day.
He doesn't connect with the crowd. It's not Matt Sydal's talent, and I guess it's his mic skills. The crowd just doesn't get into Matt Sydal that much. I don't know. Sucks kind of because in a way he's really talented.
He has talented, but like there's just something. I've met the guy, and I must say that it wasn't
the best
Let's
experience.
just say that we were supposed to smoke a joint, and we waited around for 5 hours or something, and he's like, "Well, I'm just gonna say fuck it then."
Oh, you serious? Oh, it didn't go down right. Like, okay, yeah. But was he a nice guy overall, like to talk to? Or?
He was nice at first until like he was like, "Oh, fuck this! I'm not gonna come chill. Actually, I'm just gonna go sleep in my hotel."
Okay, cool.
But that was a long time ago too.
Yeah, but maybe that reflects. The fans might know that, and maybe that's why he's not getting any motherfucking love more than he is. At the end of the day. And I mean, good. They probably took Lee Moriarty and said, "Listen, we're gonna save this kid before he sinks down lower."
Well, like from the beginning, like remember when Matt Sydal debuted in AEW and he botched the shooting star in the Battle Royal,
which has happened to him a few times. Like, let it go, bro. Let it go. Like, and besides, anyway, are we still impressed with a shooting star? Is it still that impressive? Like, I mean, it's okay. It's cool if you put it out at the right moment in the match. But are you really going to make that your finisher?
I find he's ever since leaving WWE, he's still kept like that WWE style, kind of.
Exactly. He's never gone back to being independent.
Yeah.
He still wrestles with basic moves. It's very robotic and boring. And then he just pulls off a 5 shooting star, the shooting star press. And sometimes he doesn't even hit it properly. He goes off the ropes all bad. His brother's killed himself almost 3 times trying to do shit. Like at one point, it's like, man, I don't know. You need a complete rehalt of your character. Like, just be evil. Wear a mask. Do something different.
Wear a mask would be maybe interesting. Give them like some different random gimmick, like I don't know, some kind of Shikara gimmick, or
call yourself the third eye.
I miss Shikara.
Exactly. Come out like Chikara, wearing a weird mask and have a fucking ridiculous name, and nobody knows it's Matt Sydal.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, "Is that Matt Sydal?" Nah, it's not Matt Sydal. He's too cool to be Matt Sydal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. But yeah.
So, next match we got Wardlow. He picks up the win against Max Caster, which was another pretty good match. I found this match, it shows that Max Caster is actually one of the biggest guys on the roster. They don't really like put that out there, but he was almost as big as Wardlow, you know?
Exactly. And my girlfriend said the same thing. He's coming to the ring and you don't realize it when he's next to Jonathan Bowen, who, by the way, is big as fuck too. That guy's buff.
He's jacked.
Like, and you looked at the guys from the Acclaim and you really don't realize it, you know? And then, man, he got in the ring standing next to Wardlow and you're just like, Jesus Christ, he's as tall as him. Yeah. Like, the only difference is Wardlow might have a little bit more shoulder power, as to Caster's more like an athletic. He looks more like a football player. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like a quarterback. He's slim, cut, but Jesus, he was big. He
Yeah,
looked
yeah,
great in
yeah.
that match too.
Yeah,
It
I
was
think this
basically
guy has a shit ton of potential, Max Caster.
that team does. That whole
Yeah.
team does.
And
Both
yeah,
of them.
like so after Wardlow won, I really liked how Bowens just jumped on Wardlow anyways. I was really impressed by his aggressiveness.
Yeah, like I was gonna say, it was basically Wardlow versus the Acclaimed. Like it was interference during the match and everything. Also, it was Wardlow taking on the Acclaimed, which he won. And those power bombs at the end, they were vicious. Man,
The
were they
fans
ever
are
vicious.
so into it.
Yeah, and I don't know, he looked pissed. Like Wardlow looked like he was pissed. I don't know if an elbow got done to his face or something. He looked mad, man. He put everything into those power bombs. Like,
Yeah.
yo, those were that symphony of power bombs hurt. It
Oh
was an
yeah.
ice bath, a definite ice bath after that.
It's a power bomb. I mean, like, it seems like WWE, they stopped having guys use that as a finisher at some point when, like, dude, it's like the perfect move for a power guy.
It is. If you're a big guy, it's that's why I like how W. Morrissey's been using it in the Impact.
Yeah.
If you're a big dude, it's the most effective move. I mean, Sid used to do it. Kevin Nash used to do it. It looks good when even The Undertaker did it when he was the American Badass,
Yeah,
and it was the last
indeed.
ride from hell. I mean, you know what I'm
awesome.
saying? It's a great move when a big man does it. I like
Exactly.
how Sid used to float guys. Like he wouldn't slam them. He would actually,
They'd be
which is
like
kind of
airborne.
he'd airborne them. Yes, he would
Yeah.
float them 2-3 feet further, which is dangerous now. You realize because you don't know if the guy's going to fall properly on his back or completely on his neck and completely fuck up his spine.
Yeah, I think Sid injured a shit ton of jobbers in WCW.
He probably did. Just floating guys across the fucking brain, man.
Like,
It
well, I
was
gotta get
beautiful.
over, brother.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, Wardlow's got it, man. He's
Oh
on
yeah.
fire. And of
So
course,
then we had
Sean Spears getting in the ring at the last minute,
fuck.
not helping, just to hit chairs because that's all he does. He gets off by hitting people with chairs. So
Wardlow's
basically,
definitely gonna like
turn.
confront at least him soon. Maybe
Yeah.
not turn against MJF, but definitely like something with Sean Spears.
Yeah, smack Sean Spears around a couple times. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Sean Spears is ridiculous. We get a Hangman promo, which was a pretty decent promo.
Adam Cole came
Adam
out.
Cole. So it's gonna be Adam Cole probably taking on Hangman for the belt.
And he's probably gonna win.
Yeah, so it got pretty personal. Adam Cole is just always great on the mic,
He is. And then they had Red Dragon jump up in there.
That's it. And then Dark Order. Finally, we see Dark Order appear.
Yeah, out of nowhere. All 12 of them at the same time.
And then like they made 10 just go crazy, which I like that. I like 10 going crazy, beating up all the security guards.
He has a lot of potential to be put and to be done something with, you know what I mean? And I think that's what they might be trying to do.
He could almost be like a Bane-ish character, like the DC Comics character, Bane.
Exactly. They could make him go off the edge. You know what I'm saying? Like make him start to follow the real Dark Order, like what they were supposed to be at first. Like completely lose it.
Yeah.
All the rest of you are a bunch of clowns. You know what I mean? Like
I'd like to see them go back more dark. Maybe they could like get out the book and be like, we need to like start rereading this. And then they're like, we've like gone.
Yeah, if you want to make them relevant, if you want to really make them relevant, they had them start to get in fights a couple months ago between each other, but then they made up, which I didn't understand.
But then we haven't seen Stu Grayson. I don't know if he's injured, but
or if he's having problems because he's in Montreal, couldn't get back over the border, working visa. Possibly. I don't know. And even Cole Cabana wasn't there either. I don't think. I didn't see Cole Cabana either.
I don't think he was there either. You're right.
No. But that's what they should do. They should make some of them be more evil and the other ones be like, hey, and then have like a clash. The evil ones
against
the other one. and then just squash the Dark Order to get rid of the name and just become like the evil ones.
I
And
think
then
the
have,
Dark
like-
Order, they can like if -1 ever becomes a wrestler, like bring it back. He could be like, I'm bringing back the Dark Order
The
in like
families
10
together.
years, but like it doesn't have to keep existing, and it doesn't
No,
make
it
sense
doesn't.
to keep like Colt
It doesn't.
Cabana. His career is probably only going to last another like 10 years, because he'll probably wrestle till he's old, but like he shouldn't be wasting his time, and it doesn't make sense for him to be in the Dark Order.
It doesn't make sense for such a talented guy to be overshadowed the way he is in this. Like, he rarely talks. He's just like an accessory, basically.
Yeah.
You know, that's how I see it. Like,
I
in
know,
this
it's
whole
Colt
thing.
Cabana, man. He's so,
Yeah, you know,
should
but
be
yeah,
like
that was,
hosting a talk show or something, at least.
he should be. He should be the guys. Like, he should be hosting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or wrestling, but
And
like
no, but like making fun of like kind of like a Conan O'Brien like hosting, but then like diss the guy at the same time. The guy's, hey, what?
yeah, yeah, and he's so capable of doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Yeah,
So that
'cause-
was pretty good.
No, yeah, that was cool. That was cool. So then we get Jericho and Hager, who lose to Santana and Ortiz, which I was happily surprised.
I
And
thought
we
it was
get-
good.
Yeah, I thought this was a good match. Like
I mean,
I like
a lot
Jericho
of
and
peop-
Hager kind of more than I thought I would as a team.
yeah, but you know what I thought? Did Hager get thinner?
I didn't like his gear either. It looked
No,
bizarre.
it made him look like a Stretch Armstrong
Yeah,
character.
yeah, he looked thin.
He looked really slim. I was like, what's he doing, man? He looks like a guy who does parkour now more than he
Yeah,
looks like a wrestler. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I thought it was awkward. Every time he would get in the ring, I was like, this is so awkward. I've never seen him so small. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like,
He
he's
did
really
look small.
thinned
Maybe he was
out.
cutting weight
know?
for a fight, or
Yeah, I think that's what he might be doing, because I know he still does MMA, so
yeah,
he must be
exactly.
for a fight or something. I think Jericho might be calling it quits for a while, or he might be getting ready
Going
to
on
go
tour.
to Mania, or going on tour with the band, or something like that. Because if he took a loss and they broke up the whole fucking thing like they did,
It's
without
kind of a
Sammy
good
Guevara
opportunity
coming
for
and
him to
you know,
like go and
Yeah.
take a break
exactly,
while
exactly.
while that story is over. I thought he was gonna take a break like when they turned face, but then he turned face. I thought
Yeah.
like he wouldn't turn face. I thought he would just leave.
But Jericho
on
sucks
tour.
face. He's boring because he's just himself. It's like I'm watching the real Chris, you know, like
It was just like some rich dude in his 50s at this point. Like,
yeah, exactly. He actually, it's like I'm watching the rock star and not the wrestler. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? It's like, okay, there, Eddie Van Halen. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like it. I don't know. But
yeah,
I think they probably wrote them off. Hager's gonna go do MMA. Jericho's gonna do whatever he's doing, and now they're gonna push the trio of
Hopefully.
Kingston managing Santana and Ortiz and being a bunch of badasses. So
yeah, yeah. And I mean, if Sammy goes with them too, I could see Sammy with them. Like they're all.
I could see Sammy with him. I could see Sammy not taking on Andrade and Andrade actually convincing him to manage him or join his clique. Because, you know, Sammy has a cocky, you know, attitude
Yeah.
about himself and stuff. So if he was really going to do this signing thing and all of that, I could see Guevara going with him a lot more, you know, with his stable, not necessarily including Hardy, but just with,
Yeah, because
know.
Hardy.
he's
Most
probably going to go
likely
back
we
with his
won't.
brother.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a matter of time before Jeff shows up.
Exactly. So.
Yeah. So next we had the no DQ women's match. Thunderosa taking on Mercedes Martinez. They did
That was
this
good.
awkward suplex through like a leaning table. I thought they both
it didn't-
broke their back.
Oh yeah, it hurt him, both of them. You could tell it hurt them for the rest of the match, man.
Yeah,
That was
especially
pretty-
Thunderosa. She was wearing like
Yeah.
a Kill Bill inspired suit.
Yeah, they were amazing. Two of the best women's wrestlers in the world. Those
Oh,
two
yeah.
are definitely.
I'm a
I
big
would
fan
go
of
as
Thunderosa.
far- I would go as far as to say they're actually the two best ones on the AEW roster, and I would include Serena Deeb into that trio. But those are probably the three best women wrestlers that they've got
Yeah,
on that whole show. It's those three. Then it's Britt Baker who can talk well.
That's it. Britt
And
Baker is more like a great character at this point, I would say.
yeah, when I see Britt Baker, all I see is Maria Kellis-Bennett.
Yeah.
I see the same thing. Like, can wrestle, can take pain because she's willing to. Great on the microphone, great character. Is she the best women's wrestler in the world? Fuck no. Not even close. There's like 7 of them.
No, for sure.
Off the top of my head that are better. You know what I mean? In-ring wise and everything. So, yeah. So that was a sick-ass match. But that should have been a pay-per-view match.
It could have been, for sure, yeah. Thunderosa. So then Britt Baker and her crew are not satisfied that Mercedes lost. So then Jamie Hayter and Rebel with Britt Baker, they basically jump both of them.
Oh yeah, exactly.
So
you forgot that
association between Mercedes and Thunderosa after this.
Yeah, and also you forgot to mention the sensei, Mr. Martin Cove.
Oh my God. Yeah, that was so random, but so cool.
It was cool. It was cool because Martin Cove is cool. But at the end of the day, it was very random. Yeah. It was like, okay, he was in the crowd and you were like, oh shit, Martin Cove's in the crowd. Let's bring him in and let's write him into something. Yeah. And he's probably like, okay, this is cool. I'll do it.
So yeah, he was like advising Britt Baker. And at the beginning of her promo, she was wearing a Cobra Kai t-shirt. And I thought that was just like random. Like she just like was like, I'm just going to wear like my normal clothes, like for the promo. But then it was relevant.
It was like, are you associated with fucking Cobra Kai and Netflix?
But now and the way they were acting, it's
promo
like
to the show.
Yeah. It's like as if the actor was acting like his character in real life. And Britt Baker's like, hey, I seen this guy on the show. He's a karate guy. I'm going to listen to what he says.
You don't understand.
Do you realize he's an actor?
Yeah. It's as if you went to what's his name, Robert Patrick, who's Batman now, and you started calling him Batman in real life, and you were like, "Hey, Batman,
hey, Batman, come
help me." And he was like, "But I'm not Bruce Wayne." You're like, "Oh, come on, I know you're Bruce Wayne. What should I do?"
Come on,
Bruce?
Batman, just bring the Batmobile over for a fucking ride, you know?
You know, like if she had called him by his real name and just been like, you're a badass. What do you think I should do? But she's like calling him her sensei, like he's legit Cobra Kai. Like the dojo doesn't really exist.
That's it, exactly. And she's not even a martial artist character. So
exactly. Just random, total randomness. But it was entertaining.
But it's kind of cool though. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. And also in the crowd was 90s celebrity Melissa Joan Hart.
My God, yeah.
But
Sabrina the not so teenage witch. Sabrina the not so teenage no more witch. Yeah.
They could have done the same thing with her and like who else was on the show?
Yeah, like what were they gonna do?
Out with like Wardlow.
The Dark Order. Or no, with Danhausen being
Danhausen, you're a witch now.
Oh yeah, with very evil. Man,
our main event was one of these matches that like we've seen many times in AEW, but it always gives like a pretty good match. 2 of the original guys, Sammy Guevara against Darby Allin for the TNT title. Sammy successfully defends it, but yeah, another great one out of these 2 guys.
That was a good match. I mean, these two dudes are really talented. You know what I mean? Like, if you want some high flying, ball busting, fucking shit, it's these 2 dudes. These 2 dudes are on crack, man. Like I don't know what they take.
Yeah, really. These guys are like I'd say like the cutting edge of like 2022. Like these guys take like what like Ray and Kidman did, and what Jeff Hardy, and they were even like taking it to another level.
That's it. I would basically compare them both to a young Jeff Hardy and a more skilled high flying Mick Foley. Like you remember when
just for the raw like
they're stuntmen. These 2 are not just wrestlers. These 2 dudes are stunt guys.
Indeed,
like they do shit that it's like, wow, man, you're gonna kill yourself, man.
Every time I see both of them wrestle, I think they're gonna kill themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, so
Next,
great match. And
of course, they
basically
jumped at the end. They got jumped at the end.
that's it. So yeah, so what do you think happened? What do you think is gonna happen with all this going
Well,
forward?
probably. I say going forward next week, we're probably going to have a tag match. It's probably going to be our trios, a 6-man tag. It's probably going to be Hardy, Andre. I can't even say his new damn name there.
Andrade El Idolo. Yeah,
El
and the first guy
Idolo.
to interfere in the match, which was so random, was like the assistant guy, and they're like, "What the hell is he doing out here?"
You know what I'm saying? Like total. But it's probably gonna. That's probably what's gonna boil over to. It's probably gonna be a 3-on-3 or a 2-on-2. You know what I mean? Next week, and then it's probably gonna go over to the TNT title, maybe a 3-way, or maybe it's gonna be just Elie Dolo against Sammy Guevara. So I see now they're finally gonna give El Ilodo some TV time.
Yeah, really.
You
The
know,
last match I
so
remember him having was that match against Cody.
exactly. He hasn't wrestled in a month. I think if it's not
No.
a month and a half, 2 months. Yeah, exactly. So be good to see him back in the ring because
So
he's a
yeah,
really
that was like a weird. I mean, the match was good. I'm not a big fan of the fucking Hardy family at this point, but I want to
no.
see it like go somewhere good. I want it to be good. You
Yeah,
know
or
what I
at
mean?
least close the chapter to it. You know what I mean? Close the book to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let them split up or
At
do
least
something.
make it happen in some way that makes sense and that it doesn't feel like all the characters are like
Yeah, exactly.
in a void after, you know?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
All right. So that'll be that was our dynamite review. Let's get into some other news here. Um we'll stay on topic with AEW. So we talked about it a bit before. This week, Cody and Brandy Rhodes officially decide to leave AEW. I was like, at first, I was sure it was like a work, you know, that it's like a storyline.
Me
And
too.
then everyone like in the news is saying it's true. So I'm gonna,
Yeah, but I read what happened. Apparently, you know how we used to criticize the show when we were talking about how the show didn't make sense,
yeah,
like the way that it was built up and everything? Well, apparently, Tony Khan has decided that he's making the decisions and that he's calling the shots and that everything in the show has to go through him now before it gets done on TV, basically. So he's basically now Vince McMahon, just less of an asshole to like a
right.
hundred times less degree. But he's basically put himself in the same role as Vince McMahon.
Well, like
And apparently,
I have to approve everything.
yeah, exactly. And I heard that it ruffled a lot of feathers with the ex-VPs. So we're talking about, I mean, Omega, the
Bucks,
Buck, and
Cody.
and Cody didn't like that. Well, one, they didn't like that much, but they were okay with it. But then apparently he was on a wrestling show saying that everything is him. So that really pissed Cody off, apparently, which is the main reason why he didn't re-sign. Like, was
Yeah,
just
but
because of
what
that.
I didn't understand is like, remember a couple of weeks ago, he's like, I resigned and was like, okay.
Yeah, and then this happened, which basically made him like say, "Oh, you know what? Forget it." I bet that's what happened. Like hands down, I think that's what happened. He probably said, "I think it's just better to keep things as friends and friendship right now that I go somewhere else for some time and do something else." Basically,
Yeah,
you know.
I guess. But it's so weird because he has his reality show that's on the same channel, which there's no way he would have got that show if he wasn't in AEW.
Exactly. I think he's going to keep all these shows. That's not the. I don't know if he's going to sign a long-term deal with WWE. I know Vince McMahon is trying to give him a hell of a lot of money, and Vince McMahon is promising him a bunch of shit about how I want to push you and you're going to be at WrestleMania. And you can hear him now with his lying ass tongue telling guy, I'm going to push you and you're going to be great. And the next thing you know, 4 months from now, they're leaving him out of his contract because they can't do nothing with him. They're just trying. I think they're just running after people for WrestleMania. And I
Yeah,
think Cody's contract's up. He wasn't going to re-sign right away with AEW. He was probably only going to make appearances. I think he's going to concentrate on his family life, his TV show, He's 2 TV shows, and he was going to be like that. But what Tony did probably pissed him off a little bit. So I think he's probably going to make an appearance at WrestleMania. Is he going to sign? I don't know. Is he going to make an appearance at WrestleMania? Probably. I'd say most definitely.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah.
But like, okay, yeah, because like I was thinking at first, there's no way that he's going to keep his shows on TBS or TNT. But think about it. John Cena hosts Wipeout, which is on TNT, and John Cena is still affiliated with WWE.
Yeah, it is. It is. So it's kind of like whatever, it's kind of like
not. It might not be a factor.
And also his show, the show that's on TBS there. What's it called? The one that comes on after the
Go Big Show.
Go Big Show is actually on Comedy Network also. So is it actually a TBS syndicated TV show, or is it a Comedy Network syndicate TV show that TBS also uses? That might be the way around it.
Yeah. Like this goes like higher, like
way higher up in our
head. These billion-dollar companies making these decisions.
Yeah, exactly.
Who knows? Cody might have some other. Maybe he's gonna make a movie or something that we don't know about, or who knows, right?
Exactly. Like I said, I don't think he's going to sign with WWE other than probably WrestleMania, because I really think Vince is trying to run after as many people as he can get, just like he did at the Royal Rumble, because they fucking let go a bunch of people for profit. And now the show is just not bringing in what it's supposed to bring in. Like, I mean, in terms of the people being hype about it, the money's there. The money's coming in like crazy.
Yeah, but people haven't cared less. Like
people haven't cared less. I mean, besides Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar, people don't give a shit about anything else going on in the WWE.
Even Goldberg coming back, I don't feel like people care about that.
They didn't.
They've done it like he comes back every 6 months.
Yeah, it's worn off its novelty. You know what I'm saying? And just like The Undertaker, it's worn off its novelty.
Yeah.
You keep bringing back guys that are half dead. I mean, come on, man.
I heard so far for WrestleMania, there's only approximately 47,000 out of 100,000 seats sold. So they really need to do anything they possibly can, which brings up another big news item. Apparently, and I'll believe this when I actually see it, but apparently Stone Cold Steve Austin is going to be wrestling Kevin Owens at WrestleMania, according to multiple news sources.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if they pulled this all out of their ass. Why would the Rattlesnake come back to the ring? I don't know. I don't know how he would be able to do that.
Of all years, why didn't he do this 10 years ago? If he was going to come back, why now?
If he really wanted to have like his final WrestleMania moment, I mean, his knees are shot. He tells people on a weekly basis that his knees are shot. I mean, even if he did come to give you a match, what fucking match is that going to be?
Yeah.
He's gonna go, what, 10 minutes? And it's not even any disrespect to one of the greatest wrestlers to ever do it. One of my favorite wrestlers ever, even before he was Stone Cold. I'm talking about when he was stunning Steve Austin. I love the motherfucker.
The good old Atlanta days.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He's always been super talented. Even Hulk Hogan said he's the third best wrestler in his book ever, which is a hell of a big compliment coming from somebody that thinks he's God's gift to the earth.
Really.
To
For
even
him to compliment
say that,
anyone is like almost
exactly. To say Flair's number 1, he's number 2, and Austin's number 3, just goes to show you how over the years Hogan has become somewhat a little bit more humble about himself and the people around him. A bit, But I mean, really, Steve, I mean, I don't even see this how, besides the pop of him coming out, it's just going to it's just going to be like that Undertaker and Triple H match. It's going to be subpar. It's going to look really bad. It's going to make you feel really bad for the guy it's going to be the last memory that you want to have of him. Is that really?
Yeah.
But and then
you know what? If it's against Owens, though, I'll be very happy just for Owens, because that's going to be a big payday, and it's a Quebec, like that's our guy,
Yeah, and I think isn't it one of his favorite wrestlers ever? Also,
for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I mean, to him, it's going to be a huge honor. But he's going to have to carry that match, because how far can Steve go with those knees and his age, man?
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? Like,
we're going to have to, we'll keep our eye on this, but definitely it's going to be something. If this happens, it'll be big. People will, that'll get eyes back on it.
That'll sell the tickets. Like at the end of the day, it will sell the tickets.
Yeah. Indeed. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, other news. How about NWA news? We got a new NWA champion.
Yes, and it is the Impact Digital Champion is now 2 belts, holding the prestigious first real heavyweight title in North America, my friend. The NWA title, the first real recognized title, world champion. Right. Man, and Cordona's got it. And he's going to bring it to Impact tonight. He's going to be 2 belts tonight on TV, my friend. So
So Impact is going to have also implicated NWA now. Impact. How is everyone not watching Impact? How is Impact not the most interesting fed to watch now? Every fed is like.
Every federation is intertwined
even
in Impact.
WWE.
Exactly. Impact is the multiverse right now, basically. Yeah. Impact is the multiverse where AEW, WWE, New Japan Wrestling, Pro Wrestling Noah, AAA, Ring of Honor, and the NWA, and fucking Ohio Valley Wrestling sometimes have people up there because that's their mind, are actually all fucking intertwined in this damn company, man. Like, it's crazy. And they're pulling it off. I mean, think of it. Purrazzo's walking around with the AAA Reina de Reyes belt and the Ring of Honor belt. Like, she's a female Impact wrestler, and she holds 2 belts from other companies. And Cardona is now holding the NWA heavyweight title, and he's going to be walking around on Impact Television with it, which is going to say a lot about the Impact.
I think he's going to be like, this is the real world title, guys.
That's what's going to happen. That's what he's going to do. I think they wanted to do it with Nick Aldis a couple of years ago, and I think it fell through. I don't know if it's because
TNA wasn't. They didn't have like great
relationship.
Rapport. Yeah, exactly. But they've really repaired that.
Scott D'Amore, man, you got to give it to Scott D'Amore and Tommy Dreamer. Like, you can say what you want. D'Amore and Dreamer are bringing everybody together. Dreamer has already called Regal to have Regal come work there, apparently.
Lance Storm Regal shows up is gonna
be gold.
Yeah, for sure.
Lance Storm is back on production
at the Nest
Tapens. Lance Storm is back in Impact, so we can expect a lot of Lance Storm trained wrestlers, even though they've already got a few coming in there. They just signed Giselle Shaw. She's another Lance Storm pupil. I mean, man, Impact is worth watching, people.
For sure. Like, and especially we got a lot of our Quebec guys. We got PCO, we got Speedball, and it's free on Twitch. Just tune in on Twitch and
tune in on Twitch, tune in on Fight Network, tune in. You guys are missing it. And I think people need to get this bad taste in their mouth that they had about TNA in the old days. Oh, TNA, Dixie Carter. Oh, they had Hogan, they had Bischoff. Who gives a fuck about that? Forget that. It is not that no more. And it hasn't been that for like 5 to 6 years.
Yeah.
They've been having good wrestlers and good shows Drew McIntyre wouldn't be back to being Drew McIntyre if Impact didn't let him be Drew Galloway a few years ago and carry the world title. He wouldn't be back in WWE. Eli Drake would not be LA Knight back in WWE had they not let him be Eli Drake and be who he is.
MVP and Bobby Lashley, they formed their first alliance in TNA.
In Impact. Yeah. And even Bobby Lashley, WWE didn't want to touch him anymore.
Yeah.
He goes to Impact. They make him the ultimate fucking Triple Crown badass. Oh, now we want him. Now we want him back. You guys do all the work, and we want him back. And then we take credit for being the greatest wrestling fucking federation in the world that can't create any character. That's how I end their fucking sentence. The greatest wrestling entertainment federation in the world that can't create its own characters properly.
Pretty much. At this point, there's many, even like the deletion thing, and like it was way better
Cody,
done. We all know
Cody, they're going to bring the American Nightmare back, and he's been the American Nightmare on the fucking indie scene. They didn't create the American Nightmare. They had him as Stardust. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, What the fuck are you people on? I think they're all on Stardust.
Yeah,
For
man.
real, man.
So
Like,
this upcoming Saturday at noon, there's a WWE pay-per-view live from Saudi Arabia. It's
exactly.
Elimination
Haven't they
Chamber.
been? What is it with Vince McMahon? Is it has the Prince bought Vince McMahon? Like, I think
He's
he
a
just owns him. He's like, I buy you now, and he bought Vince McMahon, and
well,
Vince
I
McMahon's
looked
his
into
boy.
do you know those princes of Saudi Arabia, those guys, like
Yeah,
I think they're even richer than Jeff Bezos, but they're not even like advertised in the richest guys of the world. They're actually
yeah,
richer though.
yeah. They're rich motherfuckers. They've got so much money. It's
These
incredible.
guys are they're ridiculous. It's like I don't
It's
know.
all oil
How can
money,
you
man.
compare? It's like hiring a freaking like a wedding band for them, hiring
Yeah,
WWE.
exactly. It's like that's what they do. That's what I'm saying. It's like it's like him putting on a party and
That's it,
renting the
exactly.
WWE. Hey, I rent you. You come here. So he's rented them 3 times in the last year or two. They've put 3 pay-per-views on over there, and nobody wants to go there. None
I
of the
know it's
wrestlers
always
want
a
to
shit
go there.
show.
It's always a shit show. They always have problems at the airport leaving. There's always something odd and something off and something weird about it. And Vince McMahon's still going. Hey,
It's
let's
all
go
about
back to
it's the
Saudi
almighty
Arabia.
dollar for sure.
Man, it's bad, man. It's bad. It's just bad. This whole show is going to be bad. This pay-per-view is going to be bad. It's just bad.
They're like, and these shows over there, no matter what the card is, the matches never end up good. Like, remember when Goldberg and Undertaker, they almost killed each other.
Yeah, exactly.
Um,
It was
yeah,
really bad. They both look off. Like, oh God, it was just awful. Awful.
So we'll go over the card quickly here, though. Either way, so Elimination Chamber, the men, you got AJ Styles, Matt Riddle, Austin Theory, Seth Rollins, Brock Lesnar, Bobby Lashley. I see Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley decimating everyone.
Oh, obviously. Obviously, man. I mean, the others are all small pukes next
That's
to
it,
these two.
exactly.
You know, like it's just going to be those two monsters in the machine at the end that are going to go over and kill each other. Lesnar comes out winner. And we all know because everybody wants him to be against Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. So this is where Lesnar wins it back, the title again.
So you think
You know?
Lesnar's coming out winner? So Lashley going in winner, gonna lose the belt here. I'll
Yeah.
probably got to agree. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. So the women's, we got Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair versus Doudrop versus Nikki Ash versus Alexa Bliss, and it's for the Raw Women's Title Championship match at WrestleMania 38.
Okay. I would say Rhea Ripley should win, but they're probably going to give it to Bianca Belair.
Yeah, I mean, there at some I can't believe Alexa Bliss is back in this. How do you like her like rehab storyline thing?
Nah.
I think she should have
Not
just left with Bray Wyatt. It's like,
yeah, not even a fan of Alexa Bliss. Personally, she's okay. I don't really see a difference between her and her talent level or Alicia Edwards' talent level in Impact. You know what I mean? It's just
when
a
they
little bitty girl. You know what I mean? Like really little. Like even compared to the other women, super little.
when I seen her, like,
Still,
remember when she was doing those like that talk show, like drinking coffee?
yeah.
I don't know, like that kind of worked, but like it suited her character, but like you don't need that kind of character in wrestling. If someone just sitting around drinking coffee, like
No, it doesn't.
I don't know.
I don't know. I
So
don't
how
see what
about
people.
up next, Roman Reigns versus Goldberg? This has got to be. We've seen this match before. I feel like this has happened. Like,
I'm just gonna
doesn't
snore
Goldberg
off.
always come back to fight Roman Reigns?
Oh God, I'm so tired of seeing Goldberg.
So do you think Roman Reigns?
This is how I feel about that match. I just yawned.
Yeah.
Like that's how I feel about that
But
match.
say Lesnar wins, right? So do you think at WrestleMania it's going to be title versus title, or do you think Reigns loses the title and it's Reigns going for Lesnar's title?
You know what? It would be stupid to not put it title versus title, but knowing the WWE, probably won't put it title versus title
Goldberg could win
unless
the belt, and then it could be.
they could unify it. Unless they're planning on unifying the belts, since NXT is not and no longer a rookie camp, and it's
Yeah.
basically just another show.
Oh,
Maybe they're going to unify the titles, and they're just going to have 3 TV shows and one main champion who's going to go to the TV shows, basically bounce from show to
yeah.
show.
I mean, I don't mind that idea. That would be.
Me neither. I think it's confusing to have 2 world champions on the same fucking company.
Because
Just
then,
because
like,
they're
yeah,
on
it
TV
kind of takes
shows.
away from both of them at the same time.
Exactly. Like,
Here's some, and we'll just end the Elimination Chamber news there. We don't need to go over the full card. It's at noon. People can watch it if they want on Saturday.
yeah, exactly.
So, 205 Live has been canceled. It's now known as NXT Level Up. So it's going to be like the superstars or main event of NXT. So it's going to be super irrelevant and
Super irrelevant. I'd rather watch NXT UK, which I do watch every now and then.
I also watch it, not enough, but every time I watch it, I always tell myself I should watch more of this. It's actually really
exactly.
good.
These guys are good wrestlers. Like they're really good wrestlers. It's just that you don't know who the fuck they are because I don't
That's
live in
it.
Europe. You know, so you see some guys, you're like, who the fuck's this guy?
Last
oh, okay.
time I watched it, they had Noam Dar on it. I was like, I thought that guy was fired over 5 years ago. I swear. I even messaged my friend like, dude, Noam Dar is still in WWE. The only thing I ever remember him doing is him with Alicia Fox on at the beginning of 205 Live.
Yes. And then they kind of like dropped him and then he went back to Europe, I guess.
I thought he got fired, but he's been on NXT UK this whole time, apparently.
So sorry. Jordan Devlin, same thing. I saw Jordan Devlin. I was like, didn't he get fucking like accused of like sexual fucking harassment or rape or some shit? And he's still in NXT. They even canceled his show in Montreal. Remember he was supposed to come?
Yeah.
Jordan Devlin and Mustache Mountain. It was supposed to be Jordan Devlin, Tyler Bate. Yeah. And then they just never showed up. Jordan Devlin had that whole sex scandal, which makes me say, if he could get away with it and bury it and still be on NXT UK, why aren't we seeing Marty Scurll anywhere?
Yeah. Well, man, that was a crazy one, Marty Scurll, because he was also like office guy in Ring of Honor. So, and he had like come up with a whole reboot for the company, but then I guess they scrapped that because they're like, we can't use his ideas. And
exactly. And what the fuck? Like I saw him recently on Instagram in a picture. Well, like he was at somebody's house with a bunch of people, and somebody from the WWE too. And they were like, oh, so great to meet friends, you know what I mean? And new people. Nice to meet you, Marty. And then in my head, I was like, oh, I guess they're slowly accepting him back into the wrestling world, the people that work there or the people that know him. Because I mean, I don't know what happened. What was the story?
I'm not exactly sure, but for some reason it seems like the England scene was like full of bad behavior.
Oh yeah. A lot of like female aggression towards females and stuff in the backstage and taking advantage of women within the European circuit or whatnot. Yeah. That's what I heard too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like those poor girls had to go through some stuff, man, to be able to wrestle and stuff. That's not cool. You know?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah.
So let's get into some Montreal news. Specifically the WWE Montreal house show, which was put back. Now it's coming up March 8th, I believe. I have tickets, but I forgot what the date is. They announced 2 matches so far. We don't know because sometimes house shows, they'll announce a match and it's card subject to change, right? But as of now, they've announced Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre and Charlotte Flair and Natalya versus Sasha Banks and Ronda Rousey at a house show.
I don't know who makes these matches and why. Useless matches, man.
I know, but Ronda Rousey at a house show, I'm pretty surprised about that. If she actually shows up, I'll be pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, especially since it's all the way in Montreal.
Well, it's in Laval, eh? You know, it's at the Place Belle now.
Oh, it's at the Place Belle on top of it.
Because WWE wasn't even drawing half the Bell Center, so they go to the Place Belle now. I don't even think they'll ever run the Bell Center anymore. Unless Kevin Owens main events a pay-per-view in Montreal, which, hello, WWE, you want to sell out the Bell Center, all you got to do is take Kevin Owens, put him in a main event pay-per-view, which he's already been in like 50 times. Just make that happen in Montreal, and you'll sell out the Bell Center. You want to sell it out for sure? Put Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn in the main event of a pay-per-view in Montreal. Guaranteed.
And you'll sell out. Yeah, but they won't do that because I think Vince McMahon doesn't give a shit about Montreal.
I bet when they come here, they'll make Kevin Owens like literally get on his knees and kiss Vince McMahon's ass in front of like his dad or something super degrading like that, you know?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, probably.
That's what WWE does when you go to your hometown. Yeah.
And then lose to Austin Theory.
There you go. Exactly. So, what else we got? Quebec news, the indie scene is back open, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Leagues are announcing shows. Pretty much every Fed has shows announced. There is one show this weekend, like it's the first show that's announced, and I think it's the only show that's happening this weekend. It's WTA in Point Saint Charles. They're having a show. It's a super gala WTA. No matches announced yet. It's $10 at the door. You got to have your vaccine passport, and it's 1055 Rue de Hibertina, Montreal, Quebec.
I don't even know where that is. It's in Point Saint Charles.
Point Saint Charles.
Yeah.
WTA.
You ever been to any WTA matches?
I've been to a couple shows. It's not a very advertised league, but they have like a local crowd. It's been around a long time, and yeah.
So they're known in the Point Saint Charles and Verdun area. Or
exactly.
Whatnot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like if you ask anyone from Verdun or Point Saint Charles, like about indie wrestling, they know WTA.
Oh, wow. That's good.
Yeah, like they've been around there for like 20, 30 years. But as far as like known outside of that, not really. They don't advertise that much, but we're helping them right here.
Yeah.
Hopefully people get out there.
$10, man. That's not much.
Yeah, it's not much. It's a good.
You ain't got nothing to do, man. Go.
Yeah, that's it. And so the rest of the leagues will be slowly opening up, and we'll be announcing those here for sure.
March is the IWS event, and there's going to be Bailey. Mike Bailey's going to be there. He's Green Phantom. Is that what his name is? Mike Bailey and Green Phantom against Kevin Blanchard and shit. I don't know who the other dude is. I forgot. We'll have more about that event next week for sure. But slipped my mind. I've got his face, but slipped my mind, man. Slipped my mind. The name. I didn't even look up all the first most latest news, but yeah. Totally, they're totally worth going. Get your definitely ticket. Like the weeks coming up, we will have more news on the IWS. You can buy the tickets already for that show. Yeah, they're for sale. Yeah, tell us. And yeah, we've been hearing also other rumblings of other shows, but yeah. So this week it's WTA. Everyone can get on out there and watch some live wrestling here back in Montreal. So yeah, we got a bit more time here. We can quickly go over the rest of the stuff. What else happened on SmackDown? The main event was Charlotte versus Naomi. Decent match. My highlight of the show, personally,
was Sami Zayn had a trick microphone, and when Rick Boogs went to grab it, he got electrocuted. So I think we're going to see Sami Zayn going against Nakamura probably coming up.
Yeah.
And
Didn't he win
Sami
the
Zayn never
Intercontinental
goes to Saudi Arabia, and I stand in solidarity with Sami
with
Zayn.
Sami Zayn for that? But didn't he win the Intercontinental title at a house show?
Sami Zayn?
Yeah.
We'll have to
I
look
think
that
I
up.
just saw him win an Intercontinental title at a house show like 2 days ago. Check to make sure. Yeah, I'm crazy. But I think they put it on him at a house show.
We're looking up the news right here. Sami Zayn captures the WWE Intercontinental Championship at the SmackDown tapings.
Yeah. Oh, so they tape SmackDown now. It's not live no more. They're taping now.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a permanent thing, but Fox definitely won't be happy about that.
No, now they're taping. Oh my God. Maybe they want to go over what they write, check out some shit, make the shit I guess they took a note out of Impact. Why do you guys tape? Well, because when we tape, we can fucking make better promos and better this and better that. Oh yeah, that's a good concept. Because when you're live, and
You're
shit
live, that's it. Exactly.
sometimes shit turns to shit.
So hey,
Live on
congratulations
TV.
to Sami Zayn, Intercontinental Champion.
Yo, that's
That's
great.
freaking
Good for
awesome,
Sammy.
actually. That's the
know,
best
good for
news I've
him.
had all day, especially after coming back from the dentist.
Isn't it like the 10th time that he's Intercontinental Champion though?
Well, he's held a lot of the low. I know he's held the US as well. I'd really like to see him one day hold the WWE title.
It would be cool.
I mean, I know we've had Owens be a top guy. Sami Zayn, I heard Vince McMahon likes Sami Zayn.
Oh, probably because he's a great performer. I mean, he's funny on the microphone. He's good. He's a great wrestler. So
You know what's hilarious about Sami Zayn, though? I find we gotta just mention this. When he was El Generico, he never cut promos on the Indies or in Ring of Honor. He comes to WWE, takes his mask off, and the guy might be the best promo guy in the whole goddamn company, including Kevin Owens, who is known for his promos. I think Sami Zayn might have even he's at least neck and neck with Owens now on promos.
Yeah, no, Sami Zayn's one of the best promos in fucking WWE, definitely.
For 6 months, they were paying him not even to wrestle. He was the manager, and the guy who's still making is the wrestler contract.
Just come out dancing and fucking saying shit and rebel this and all of this. And
I'm really happy though. Remember when he was the manager? I thought they might keep him in that role. But look, he bounced back. Now he's Intercontinental Champion. Very happy for Sami Zayn.
Me too. Very happy for the local boy, man. Props to him.
Definitely, eh? Definitely. So things are looking good for our Quebec guys. So it's 7:58 here on Thursday as we record this. So that'll be it tonight.
That'll be it, man.
For another great episode of Pro Wrestling Tonight, we're going to go watch Impact ourselves.
Yeah, and Saturday's the Impact pay-per-view, man. So get up and on Fit. Get it on Fit or on Impact Plus, man.
It's the 19th. No surrender.
Yeah, no surrender.
We got 2 pay-per-views on Saturday. Well, 2 pay-per-views this weekend.
Yep. WWE in the daytime at 12. And Impact is at night. I think it starts around 7 or 8. It's at 8. I think that it starts. Yeah. And you're going to want to see this.
Show at 7, I think, right?
Because you're going to want to see Honor No More wrestle for their contracts, which we know they're probably going to win. Yeah, to see that. And I'm looking forward to seeing Jay White from the Bullet Club against Eric Young. That's going to be that's a first time in the making. So that's going to be a first time. That's going to be a good fucking match.
2 vicious guys. I see that. That's going to be a good match.
It's going to be a really good match
too. So Drey, so leave them with some words of advice there. We got some good wrestling to watch this weekend.
Hey, always support your indies. We said it, man. Don't be scared to put your money in the indies on pay-per-view, whether it's renting Impact this weekend, whether it's going to WTA as a local, whether it's buying tickets to the IWS. Trust me, it's money well invested.
Agreed.
Don't be thinking I'm not going to invest the money because it's not the WWE, it's not WrestleMania. Trust me, I invest fucking $50 a month in an Impact pay-per-view, and I've never wanted my $50 back yet this year, since 2020. Yet. I've never wanted my money back. So
That's it, ladies and gentlemen. So we'll have all the reviews for those shows and all the news from everything else that crazy is going to happen in this crazy wrestling business next week.
yeah.
Yeah. So thanks. And we'll be back next week, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.